Hi guys, so on Monday Brexit was back on the agenda, and my first reaction was, why? Well, it seems that Boris Johnson has been under a lot of pressure recently to come up with some benefits of leaving the European Union. Frankly, there are none, but that doesn't mean that Tory MPs and Brexiteers won't lie about that fact. Johnson is expected to push a so-called Brexit bill through Parliament this week, and it should include changes to the regulation of financial services, something I covered in another video. But in order to get the ball rolling, the government chose someone to go out and be the face on TV. This time it was the Chief Secretary of the Treasury, Simon Clarke, who wants to pump the old lie about £350 million for the NHS.
Why don't we do this instead? Why don't we use that 350 million quid a week that we were promised that would amount to £18.2 billion a year for our National Health Service, which we heard so much about during Brexit, which is £6.2 billion more than what the National Insurance rise will get. I'm not sure if we've got a picture of the bus, just to make the point.
Well, I mean, as someone who supported Brexit, I'm delighted that we're no longer sending that money to Brussels. But we
were told that it was going to be used.
And indeed, if you remember, Theresa May in 2018 specifically did repurpose.
It's on the side of the bus.
Yeah, and that money is now in the NHS. This is the point.
That money is not in the NHS, you charlatan, because, and I leave a link in the description to this source, this is NHS funding increases 2016-2017 to 2020-2021. Now, at the top we see 2015, 2016 on up to 2021. The first row, of course, is the funding, and then we have the increase in funding. Now, Keith Burley said 18.2 billion, okay, for a year. Now remember, that's 18.2 billion per year. It's not 18.2 billion because we've left. No, because they said we'll send this money. This is money that we send to the European Union. We're going to send it to the NHS every year because we have it now, because we're no longer a member of the European Union. So you can see real term increase in billions in 2016-2017 was 5.5 billion, not 18.2. 17-18, 3.4 billion, not 18.2. 18-19, 2.5 billion, not 18.2. 2019-2020, 3.1 billion, not 18.2. And then in 2020-2021, 3.2 billion, not 18.2. So when the Brexiteers say, yes, we've sent all this money, 350 million per week, that we used to send to the EU, we're sending it to the NHS, that is a lie.
Theresa May unleashed a record funding settlement.
Miscalculated.
No, no, because we've got more of a backlog in the NHS than anyone knew. But
so now he's saying, oh well, look, yes, we actually have given the NHS each year since 2016 18.2 billion, but we also have to increase national insurance contributions because of the problems of the pandemic. It's a lie. It's a lie. The national insurance contributions will be something like 6 billion. That's what they're saying. But 18.2 billion compared to 6 billion doesn't make any sense, does it?
For the 70th anniversary of the NHS back in 2018,
all of that money went to the NHS.
We gave a record.
We gave that you promised on the side of that bus.
We gave a funding settlement to the NHS which was actually larger than that sum. And
so, where does he see 5.5 being a bigger number than 18.2? Where does he see 3.4 being a bigger number than 18.2? Where does he see 2.5 being a bigger number than 18.2? Where does he see 3.1 being a bigger number than 18.2? And where does he see 3.2 being a bigger number than 18.2? This guy is supposed to be an expert. He's supposed to know his figures. I wouldn't like to have him as an accountant if he doesn't understand that these numbers are smaller, that he thinks that these numbers are bigger than 18.2. No, he's just a liar and a charlatan. And he's trying to convince people that Brexit was a good idea. Brexit was a terrible idea. And these people who will not be affected by it are continuing to try and convince the public, yes, it was a success. Yes, it was a good idea. Look, he appeared on other media outlets saying that the delays at Dover are part of the balance. There are good and bad things about Brexit, but on the whole, it was a good idea. Another liar and a charlatan. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.